So tonight we're at Charleville at the Cosmos Observatory, and beautiful clear sky.
So nice. Cooled
So nice.
Right down. It was bloody hot today.
There's no sun, no stars.
There's not.
It's just a moon. Hang on.
Oh, it's kangaroo.
Look, just the moon, clear sky,
Stars yet.
kangaroos down there. So
Even got my specs on tonight.
I know, because there's no stars. You know, you're gonna have to look really
Bloody
hard.
froze the piss off that.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to show you inside. Here we go, walking up to the observatory.
How pretty is
Oh,
it?
pretty.
Yeah, lost in space.
Lost in space. What's your weight on other planets? Oh, that's a Great Barrier Reef from space. That's the Palm Islands in Dubai from space.
That's one small step for man,
And Aurora Australis.
one giant leap.
How do you go from this kid to an astronaut? That's a pretty reality. It's really a bunch of little steps.
Here's some interesting information. When nature calls, what happens in a spaceship?
The view is incredible. Learning how to fly in space.
There you go, that's how they go to the toilet.
It was a World War II troop and cargo vessel. It did have that kind of romantic aspect to it, and then just
Oh, that big roof must open up.
Eh?
The big roof must open up, because look at the size of the telescopes.
The volume of our sun, at 93 Earths we fit across the diameter of our sun, but our sun is still quite small in the grand scheme of things. It's currently fusing hydrogen into helium. So what's happening when we have the formation of stars, you have a nebula, which is a massive gas and dust cloud, and within that gas and dust cloud you get knots. And these knots are pretty much where the gravity is a little bit stronger than normal. And all this gas and all these atoms start clumping together, and they get bigger and bigger and bigger, eventually looking something like Jupiter. If Jupiter was in a nebula for probably an extra couple of million years, it would have got so big to the point where the mass of the object would not be able to withstand the gravity of the object, so it starts crushing it. As it crushes, it collapses. And once it collapses, all these atoms are getting so tightly jam-packed together that it generates a lot of heat. And as that reaches a certain temperature, they fuse. So two hydrogen atoms fuse together into a helium atom, creating nuclear fusion. That kickstarts the chain reaction. So once you have that nuclear fusion occurring, you're having plasma, which is all your heat, and your photons, which is all your light, generating out. And then, as you have all this mass clumping together, or coming layering out, gravity comes into play, because as soon as you have mass, you have gravity. They're both intertwined. Now, as the mass increases, so does the gravity, and it squishes it at every single possible angle. It coagulates it into a big ball. Eventually reaches an equilibrium, giving us our star. Every single star out there, including our sun, has gone through that process. It's the exact same process over and over again. Now,
You're telling me they're not my grandparents.
They can be anything you want it to be.
Yeah. It's really cool when you look at Aboriginal storytelling, because the way they looked at the stars is beautiful. Honestly, some of the stories that they have is just absolutely fantastic. Like what was it? The stars are the souls ready to get passed on, and the Milky Way is the river that they go.
Oh.
It's a nice little story that they have. But then you go, so with stars, sometimes some are bigger, some are smaller. Our sun is kind of below average when it comes to the size. It's not really there. Yeah, so we need to heat it up. The plans are plans are constantly changing as technology changes. So at the moment, they're going to have like a silica aerogel that's going to place on the surface of Mars that will actually retain the heat, which should slowly heat Mars up and start that process. Once Mars reaches a certain temperature, that's actually when they can start focusing on establishing a thicker atmosphere. And we'll be pumping up ammonia, carbon dioxide, and various other gases to help establish an atmosphere.
Amazing.
It'll take thousands of years. It's not a process that we'll be able to do in a couple of hundred. It's going to take a couple of thousands.
Would have life on Mars?
Yeah. To have life somewhat normal like us, not living in a dome or in bubbles.
Yes, you walk around like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
We won't be here.
Oh no, I wouldn't recommend going to Mars now.
Yeah.
It's a one-way trip. Not because it's so far away from us, it's because actually the physical toll on our bodies. I don't think I've actually really looked at or thought about the actual physical tolls that might actually happen to us. Deep sea divers is a good example. In space, because there's no gravity, we have gravity. We're quite lucky. I jump, come back down. It's actually compressing my spine. And when we go in gravity, there's no compression, so our spinal cord actually starts to separate. We grow 2 inches taller, but we grow 2 inches taller when we're in space for a large period of time. Now, when we come back down to Earth, if we've been in there for way too long, our spine is way too weak. Our spinal cord collapse when we're up in space and come back down, and especially come back to our gravity. Now, the shortest possible time frame it'll take for us to get to Mars is 9 months. That's the shortest trip. And 9 months there, 9 months back, you're looking at, and you have to spend some time there, so you're looking around 2 years. Astronauts only spend 6 months up in space. That's the longest time that they should be spending before we actually start seeing health impacts. So 2 years in space, your body has completely acclimatized to these conditions, and you wouldn't be able to survive. Even your heart. Our blood pressure is reliant on the gravity here on Earth. When we go to Mars, your heart isn't going to pump as much to get the blood to your head. So your heart actually starts slowing down, and because everything's kind of freely flowing.
Like
come back.
turn the jelly.
Yeah, and then when we come back down, it's just going to struggle, and you can have your heart attacks. You can have so much stress on your heart.
Going up there, well.
You do?
No, of course not.
No, you were good. You were really good.
Asking. You're right.
So we've come back out to the Charleville airport. At 9:15 every morning, the weather balloon gets released and the information gets sent to the Bureau of Meteorology. So the alarms are ringing. That means stay clear of the release building, I suppose.
Yep.
Yeah. And we're just waiting for the balloon to be released.
Yeah, it's blue.
blue balloon apparently. So we'll see. This is self-automated as well, so there's no guide to sort of really tell us what's happening. We've just got to stand there and wait. So, yeah.
Yeah. Hey? It's going to be a long 15 minutes.
Just waiting, knowing now like it would either go off early or late, so wait and see. But it's going to come out of one of those two buildings with the little domey things on top. I think it's going to come over the one to the left, out of the one to the left, because that's the one with the flashing light. Still waiting. What time is it now, John?
9 past.
We got here at 9 o'clock. Still waiting. I don't know if you can hear the siren going off, but that is to say, once that siren goes off and there's a flashing light up there, that we're to stay 20 metres back. 20 metres back, wasn't it?
You got a tape measure?
No, I don't. We're probably less than 20 metres, but we're zoomed in. Yeah, something to do with the hydrogen in the balloon. Here it goes. There it goes.
It's early.
There you go. There's the weather balloon.
It's got a tail on it.
It has. That must be where it's got its monitors on the tail thing. Or if it's a weight or something.
Well, that's 15 minutes of my life I'm never going to get back. Just joking, it's very exciting.
Alright, so we've just done the weather station watching the balloon go.
It was very interesting, I liked it.
Liked it.
Something I didn't think I would like, but it was good.
Yeah, but we were thinking about it. There's no information board or anything
No.
to tell you what's going on. So, yeah, it would have been a good thing for that. Anyhow, so now we're on our way for the day out to a little town called Cooladdi. It's Australia's smallest town.
Yeah, it's
So,
interesting.
We'll see
The
how.
pub food's good.
Yeah, we're going to go to the pub for lunch because that's all they've got is a pub. It's a bouncy road. What was I going to
The
say?
roads are shocking out here.
Terrible, aren't they? But yeah, Australia's smallest town. Here we go. 88 k's from
Our caravan park.
our caravan park. Yeah.
And another 2 k's into town. It's not a trace.
No, I know. So our navman says that Cooladdi's in 200 metres. Maybe it's just where the town outskirts are, John.
Yeah,
There's another siren on these fences. I wonder what they are. If anyone knows what these sirens are on outback fences, drop a comment below because we've been past a few and high pitching sound,
Very
isn't
high
it?
pitch, yeah. There's big prickles over there.
Oh, is there?
Like big prickles.
So this is Cooladdi railway station. We've driven an hour to come out and see this. The stairs that are in the picture there are all gone. There were stairs off there.
Just watch out for those prickles. See those prickles
Which
there?
ones?
Are those?
Oh,
They're
okay.
sharp as all front.
Okay. You be careful you don't fall through. Until this hasn't been used for years.
I'm just waiting for a mate.
Waiting for a mate.
Waiting for a mate or a train. I don't think the trains come here very often.
No.